and then be able to play again.
Nice. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yay!
So I
Hey,
guess we'll
Drax.
just look forward to that then.
Yeah, she wishes she could be here, but she needs her sleep.
I hear that.
I
Second
absolutely.
quarter's live.
And
Yes.
when she gets to where she can join us, we will absolutely fit her right back in. No problem.
Right.
Until then, she's flopping in a closet somewhere.
That was the other
Schedule.
issue. Do we
And then
give
be able to play again.
give
Nice.
Lanner
Yeah, we can hear you.
her bed or
I
I think Lanner will find a bed every night on his own.
well,
yeah,
he ain't finding
probably.
my bed.
Challenge
Well,
accepted.
on that subject, I if worst came to worst, I could just take the name off of that room, or
We could give
There's a whole
Bart
tunnel system.
a
there
bunk bed.
is. Well, let's see. Let me look at the map here.
You can clear some floor space in my room.
Yeah, you could clear some floor space in the attic. You could move the gaming table out of the den if you wanted to. I guess there's always the cellar.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, how critical is that to storage? Probably pretty critical.
Pretty critical because that's what your tavern is using for ale storage and wine and that kind of thing. That doesn't keep you from having well, it wouldn't be tally, it'd be the Cellars Guild to expand it though.
We could always just keep wine and a bard down there. I don't think he'd mind.
Well, and I just want to point this out again. If you guys ever have any intentions of changing anything about Troll Skull Manor, please be my guest. I am more than happy to change that map and to do whatever you guys want to do. Expanding outside of what you've got right now might be a little difficult because you'd probably have to like maybe buy the house next door or something. I don't know.
We have
But
not been that successful.
not yet.
And considering how under threat it's been lately, I'm questioning my investment in
Yeah,
real estate.
this place might burn down before you know it. Who knows?
Right. I didn't expect that to be such a realistic
They
possibility.
Keep all
know
the
where you
ashes, and I'll
live.
just mend it for next few months and get it back together.
That that is something that I have taken into account. You guys have made at least one enemy, and they know where you live.
Right, exactly.
So
Not a lot we can do. And we can mend all day long, but we're going to get attacked again next week, so
I didn't say that.
I did. I will put money on it. Like you said, they know where we sleep.
There's more to it than that. I mean, and I think you would know that City Watch is aware of what's going on in Troll Skull Alley.
You know?
They're keeping an eye out.
Yay!
Might
You're
burn
probably
down
safer
before you
now
know it. Who knows?
Right.
Than you have been in weeks. So
Right.
After the Troll Tide, probably went a long way to getting a lot of goodwill.
That's true. We were applauded
about-
as we got into the tavern.
Yes! How about now?
Yay!
There
Jesus
you go.
Christ.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, my headset is about to die, so...
Dang. Sorry, man.
I
Headset
understand
needs
that.
food badly.
So if it goes out, then we're done.
do you have
just
another
another
option? Or?
fucking cherry on top of the goddamn fucking Sunday that's been today.
Oh, I'm
All right.
sorry,
On
Drax.
Heinz lap.
Now I don't have a backup, so if
What,
this
what was
dies,
that little plastic one that was down there when we were moving Cody out? Is that gone?
I don't know how I would set that up where I would be able to use both the mic and the headset.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping it'll hold out for the next 2.5, 3 hours or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, are you ready?
We are ready.
Grab some notes in here. I will start up the music and get us going.
Did you find volume controls so you could watch the stream later?
I didn't actually.
So you could use the maps?
Well, he's driving, so
You're driving.
I'm
Me
glad I'm not
insane.
anymore.
Ha ha ha
Ha ha.
ha ha ha.
You're so funny.
I know. Looking.
My brain isn't even good enough right now. I don't know. Coy remark.
Perfect. Just do that the rest of the night. Bart says something clever. Bart reads a book.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of that.
So, before we start, I'm going to go ahead and ask Lanner. Do you think where would you have slept last night? Were you going to spend the night at the manor, or were you going to go back to a ship or an inn somewhere? Or...
I probably would have taken Hind up on his offer and stayed because then you could drink more and reminisce about our lost fellows.
Right.
So, on that subject, remind me, what was the offer to both Serval and Maloon? I know you said they could spend the night, but was that in the tap room, or was that upstairs? Or
It was wherever they felt comfortable. I trust them both at this point.
all right,
We do have
I would have
fairly nice, comfy chairs in the upstairs room, in the common room.
I would have fallen asleep under the bar.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough.
Maybe
all
not,
right.
but you know.
I'll have you in the tap room. That'll be fine.
Joking aside, anywhere that's got a decent enough cot, it's all Sir needs.
Drax, have we got you in fantasy grounds?
Oh, wow. I didn't even. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just really tired, man.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Well, hopefully this will be exciting enough tonight that will keep you on your toes.
It does tend to pick you up as it goes on.
It does. That's why I'm not opposed to playing.
Awesome. Is Rhythm playing for anybody else?
Not yet. I let it go and it stopped playing. It lost the playlist.
There she is.
All right. So, having obtained the Nimble Right detector from Nim at the House of Inspired, there it is. You went across town to the Yawning Portal. You were greeted by the crowded taproom with cheers, calling you the Troll Slayers of Troll Skull Alley. A sailor named Serval told you that he had lost a dear friend during the Trolltide slaughter the night before and asked to join you.
Sort of.
Todrin approached Davil's Starsong, and the two had a heart-to-heart chat about Yagra's death, trust, and friendship. Davil said that the Zentarum would be making a donation to the Temple of Beauty in Yagra's name, and that Todrin should keep her necklace as a reminder. He also expressed his concerns that if the rival Zentarum cell manages to obtain Neverember's lost gold, an estimated 500,000 gold dragons, it won't be good for anyone.
Oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, Oscar and Serval chose to follow Schemo and his bodyguard out of the yawning portal and onto the high. Schemo obviously caught on that you were following him because he confronted you about it. That did not stop Maloon from continuing to follow him, though. You went after Maloon, who lost Schemo somewhere in the busy trade ward, not far from the Costumer's Hall. Since you were already in the area,
This
you went ahead and
motherfucker!
You
Makes
went
me
ahead and
angry.
stopped at the Costumer's Hall to investigate J.B. Nevercaught. Unfortunately, the Order of Master Tailors, Glovers, and Mercers told you they had no membership records of a J.B. Nevercaught.
Never been caught.
Shut up, Kai.
So you returned to Troll Skull Manor and spent the rest of the afternoon talking to the patrons of the Restless Inn. When night fell, however, Oscar's rat servants came scrambling back to him with news that spectral trolls had reappeared outside. Once again, the ghostly trolls stalked through Troll Skull Alley, but seemed not to notice any of the panicked people around. Volothamp Gadarm had come to study them after he'd heard about their reappearance, and he watched as you fought and destroyed 6 of them. The full details of their presence remains a mystery, but for now you believe they've been dealt with.
Oh boy.
They attack the darkness.
Alright, so you guys had a long rest. Next morning, everything night passed peacefully. Bartholomew, would you do me a favor and roll me a perception check as you are coming down the stairs and approaching the common room?
Perception.
I'm just going to say that you're going to be the first one downstairs today.
All right. So 17.
All right. So when you open the door to the common room, you see Maloon Wardragon. He's sitting there on this. You're on the second floor, approaching the common room there, and you see Maloon Wardragon sitting there, and he is sat in front of the fireplace, leaned forward, looking at his axe, and talking to it. And you don't really get the words that he says, but the two of them seem to be having a discussion of some sort.
Okay.
What?
So I'm gonna. Before he notices, I'm just gonna kind of clear my throat loudly, just and act like I'm just walking in.
Yeah, as soon as you do that, he jerks his head up and looks back towards you as you enter the common room.
Good morning, Maloon.
Good morning, my lord. How are you
How
today?
is everything? Oh, I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Come here, have a
Good.
seat.
Oh, is there something you'd like to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right then.
So
I'll go
he
ahead.
puts the axe over at the side of the chair next to him, and he says, how long have you known Todrin?
Practically my entire life. What is this about, Maloon?
Zentarum.
Yes.
seems to be making friends with them. That's
Well, yes and no.
really not a good idea. You can't
Again,
trust them.
yes and no.
Just- he leans over to you and just as quietly as he can, and Todrin, if you or Oscar, either one, want to come down, be my guest. He just leans over to you and he says, Zentarum can't be trusted. You know that, right?
Well, the Zentarum can't be trusted, but there are individuals within the Zentarum who have their moments.
He just kind of shakes his head and he says, no, man, no, it's just, they're a blight on this city.
For the most part, I have to agree with you, Maloon. The Zentarum is a dark organization of fiends and scoundrels. Really isn't a good group of people. However, even good people get caught up in bad things.
You just see him kind of just stare off into the fireplace in front of him and just
And
look.
I'll walk out at this point.
Yeah, and he when your door opens, he kind of turns around and looks and good morning.
Morning, Todrin.
Morning, y'all. I have to say I'm feeling a little bit better today. I think it's gonna be a new day. We get some stuff done, save some folk, make some money. Fairly somber mood in here. Everything all right?
I look
Yeah.
at Maloon. Yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah, he just nods and he turns and he looks up to you, Todd, and he says, you know, I've seen you buddying up to Davil a couple of times at the Yawning Portal. I don't know what he's told you. Don't trust that man.
I'll nod and turn to face him. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. The thing about our affiliations with the Zentarum are they only go as far as our goals happen to align. We're not serving their purposes, and they're not serving ours. So you really don't have anything to fear. But that being said, if I can gain information and resources, if
The whole time
we can.
the whole time he's just nodding his head. He goes, yeah, information's always a good thing to have.
Right,
Just
that's all that's for.
Just be careful around them.
I hear you, and I appreciate that. Also, Yagra was, she was a special case. And actually, I was on the verge of trying to recruit her away from the Zentarum. So, I think we have more like-minded opinions of them than you may think.
He's nodding his head and he says, well, I'm glad to hear that. Says,
Yeah.
Yagar might have been a good addition to Force Grey, or even to your Order of the Ruby Rose. I don't know.
Yeah, she would have.
All right. He stands up, picks up his axe, and puts it on his belt loop. Says, "Let's go find this stone of Gol or whatever it is."
What's your interest, if you don't mind me asking?
He just kind of stops and just looks down. He says, "I just want to make sure they don't get it."
Nice. Pure in intention. I appreciate that. Myself, I couldn't give less of a damn about the money, but it kind of lines up with hurting the people that need it. So,
Well,
that's where I'm at. What about you, Bert? What's your thoughts on the stash, possibly?
well, I'm glad to hear that you guys don't care about the money, because if nobody else is going to take it, I will. There is much good that could be done with that money, and I think that between you and I, Todrin, we could do much good with that.
Well, that's true, and if we'd happen across the actual stash, I'm with you on that for sure. But my
If
goal
we have
is
that
crushing
stash,
those.
we are not giving it up.
Oh. Okay.
That is my intention. As I said, we will use that money as we see fit to benefit
Oscar?
Waterdeep
Sorry,
and
Yes.
our families.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Bart.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oscar, you're walking in the room right about the time that Bartholomew is expressing his firm belief that you guys can do good with that money. So,
I'm counting my money so that I can do good with it.
and Serval, you're sitting in the tap room when these three halflings come in, and they're soon followed by a redheaded gentleman that you met the night before, the bartender, Floon Blagmar. And they come in. Sorry, go ahead.
I would probably be a semi-light sleeper, so them entering in probably wake me up quite.
Yeah.
And I'd immediately use prestidigitation to freshen myself up.
Boom, took a shower.
Yeah, no problem. We all know that would be like the most useful cantrip of all time.
No kidding,
It
man.
really would.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I took a shower and brushed my teeth.
So yeah, they come in, and the next thing you know, you smell fresh cooked bacon, and they're making breakfast for everybody downstairs.
Oh, yes.
I will smell that
Food.
and head downstairs.
Yeah, soon Todrin, Oscar, and Bart are followed by Maloon downstairs, and you guys all meet in the tap room.
Morning, folks. How's everybody doing today?
I think I slept well. I'll tell you after some caffeination.
Floon? Danica?
Yes, my lord.
How are you? Everything all right? It's been kind of rough around here lately.
Yeah, but I think we've got everything in order. I've already spoken to Tally last night. He's going to be by to see about fixing the windows today, so...
Excellent, Danica.
Sweet.
If you have all the pieces, I can mend that for you. You don't have to spend money on having someone else fix it.
I think it's all been swept up and thrown out at this point, but I appreciate the offer.
Kazin, just to confirm, did we just say that we've set up what we need to get everything
Yeah,
repaired?
just to save time, we were gonna I was just gonna take it off the top of the next week's tavern earnings.
Cool. Okay.
Unless you guys want to pay, it's not gonna be much just to fix the windows, so maybe 10 gold pieces tops would be enough.
As long as we're not failing
Yeah.
to role play something, that's what I mean.
Well, if you guys want to go by tallies and
No,
Yeah.
if it's happening, that's fine. I just want to make sure you're not waiting for us to go and do it.
no, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, everybody's eating breakfast and enjoying themselves.
I would interrupt this moment and probably take our good paladin friend, and when he's not looking, I'd use prestidigitation to change the flavor of his food.
To what?
Make the eggs taste like bacon and the bacon taste like eggs.
It can do that? What the hell?
Yeah, he can do that. Roll a sleight of hand check for Serval, would you? I think Kai has his character sheet.
I can, yes.
Oh, nice. That's cool of you, Kai.
Oops, I just changed everything. Hold on.
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I'm going left-handed. Do you want the little teeny die, the normal size, or the big size?
Let's go.
Whichever one you grab first.
There you
Little
go.
it is. Can't read it.
Can't read it. Roll. Can't read it.
All right, 14. Roll me a perception check, Todrin. We'll see if you notice what he's casting.
All right. What the hell? That's a 10, not a 0.
I was gonna say not with a 0. So yeah, you're sitting there and you've got a piece of bacon and just start chewing it, and that's weird. You go to take a bite of your eggs and That's weird.
I take a big old bite and like I'm chewing fast and normal, and then it slowly slows down, and I stop. I'm looking down. I just look up at who can I see in the kitchen? I guess it'd be Bryn that I can see right now. Just narrow my eyes over there.
From where you're sitting, you can see Bryn standing at the fireplace, the hearth.
I just narrow my eyes at him and put it all in a pile and eat it together.
I think I need a composure check at this point.
I follow suit.
I'm just looking around the table strangely. The hell is going on?
Nobles don't normally eat like this.
It tastes kind of interesting. I don't know. It's good. Just whatever. Eat your food, Oscar.
All right. Like, do you make it like a mountain first, or
I just push my plate away and start drinking.
I push my plate away too, but I take it back because I'm still hungry.
Right. Push it away and start eating from the like a foot away.
I've got the reach for it. So.
I think I'm going to do this every chance that I get until he realizes what I'm doing.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead and roll me another sleight of hand check and another perception check.
Ooh.
That time you see him casting the spell, Todrin.
Just narrow my eyes at him. Master,
It's
sir.
just a good fun.
Mm-hmm. Not fun for me and my bacon.
Is that like magical pepper?
All right, I'll switch it back. There you go.
I mean, I guess the flavors were still the same, just
Reverse.
That would be really strange.
You watch yourself, Master Sir.
Take a bite of some eggs and it tastes exactly like bacon, so you're just eating squishy hot bacon.
Oh God, the texture, the texture.
And then you take a bite of the bacon and it's just crunchy eggs.
Crunchy egg white.
But you know what's really useful about prestidigitation is when you've got to drink some nasty ass grog and you just want to like just make it taste like the finest ale in town.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so where are we at on our various enterprises?
You need to go catch that guy who's never been caught.
Right. I think we're just down to patrolling noble houses with the...
I feel like there was something else.
There was something else, but I can't remember.
We mentioned the docks. I believe I was going to inquire around, see if anybody knows him. Maybe he came in on a ship because nobody else seems to know who he is.
Right.
How does that detector thing work exactly?
Well, when I'm holding down the button and I click it, if there's a thing nearby, this goes off apparently. And by goes off, I don't know what that means, but I think we'll know.
So based on
How
what
much?
Nim told you, it can't detect direction, but when you get within 500 feet of it, of a Nimblewright, it'll start beeping, and the closer you get to them, it'll beep faster and faster and faster.
How big is it again?
It's at
Like an
500 feet.
umbrella, or the device itself?
The device itself is the size of a magic wand.
Average
It's not very
dildo.
big.
No, it's probably
Wow.
a pretty big dildo.
And it's
I,
one piece, right?
So, yes, it's got all like this. There's a little umbrella on the front that'll spin around and whirl. And the I just brought up the city map. That blue ring is the 500-foot radius. So, like when he turns it on right now, there's no beeping, no clicking, or anything like that. But this is the radius that it would detect inside of.
Sarah would be have his interest peaked and go, how much did you pay for that?
We didn't.
Oh, okay. So, okay. My first question is did someone scam you? Because you guys seem really, really nice, and I worry about you right
Well, we didn't buy it, so I think
I
we're okay.
I think the circumstances under
Yeah.
which we acquired it were legitimate.
Fair enough.
If you wanted to just sit here and read your book and eat your egg on bake egg, um, perhaps my rats could run around the city and listen for the beeping. They're very good at pressing things. Show them, show them. Anything that's pressable in the room is getting pressed at this moment.
Yeah, you just see this. There's rats just going around everywhere, and they're moving chairs, and it's chaos.
See? Useful.
Todd just sighs.
There's some silverware that gets knocked off the bar.
No, I think we're okay, and I put the thing back in my pocket.
So it'll
You see-
go off
Fine.
in your pocket, right? If it comes within range.
It
No,
will
I have to
not.
be holding it, but I'm eating.
I clap
Fair
twice and the
enough.
rats don't respond at all.
Could you just, like, tie that button down so that it's
Like a
always
mother?
on?
I suppose I could.
Interesting thought.
And then if it beeps in your pocket, you're like, oh, wow, look at that.
I think it just went off.
Well, okay then. Kason, if I tear my clothes and I take a piece of thread from it, when it repairs itself, does the thread disappear?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I
it
don't think
is.
so.
Because
The laws of
that's awesome.
thermodynamics apply here.
It just spontaneously combusts.
I don't think it would, but it's not like you wouldn't suddenly have this thread that you've torn off that wouldn't start making its own set of clothes at all. So
Right, no, it's just a
Right.
piece of thread.
yeah, it would stay put. So
Okay, cool. So then I like reach down to my hem and I just kind of tear it and pull off a piece of thread. Well, just a little bit of
fabric.
cloth. Yeah, just a
So
strip.
yeah, you guys just hear this sound as he just rips through his
Whoa,
clothes.
hey!
That is not what.
No, it's all
Right.
right. And then all of a sudden, it just suddenly just stitches back together, sews back over, and rehems itself.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's right.
That's nifty.
Yes, and so I wrap it around the
Rats are
detector,
very, very useful.
and I hand it out towards you. Would you kindly mend this strip of cloth?
Not sure it works that way, but I'll give it a try. Cast mend on it, see if it can hold it.
Re-stitch the cloth together.
Single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain, who has a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin.
It's
As long as the break or
torn.
tear is no more than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage.
Yeah,
No,
I
would
don't
that
think it
work
works
that
that
way?
way.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but it can't restore magic to such an object.
Yeah, your piece of cloth probably doesn't have any more magic in it because it's torn away from the main. But
Exactly.
you know, the mended spell, don't think it works that way. But
Correct.
he'd take it from you and tie a nice nifty bowline knot, and there you go. That's probably not going to come out unless you want it.
Oh, excellent. I'm not the best at knots. I didn't even think of that. Probably
No,
would have been
you're
right up.
not.
Yeah.
Tawdry.
Sorry.
Oh, this is gonna be a joy. Anyway,
It was, though, wasn't it?
and then I stuff it back in my pocket so that it's sticking out in my cloak.
All right.
All right.
So we can have Serval do his investigating, see what he can find. Do we have any leads other than the Nim that we're looking for? I mean, we're looking for Nevercott, but we don't really have anything to go on him that I haven't already tried and failed to search out. And honestly, he promised he'd be at the service for Dear Vivi, so I have a feeling he'll be there. So I'm not in a
Good
big
point.
rush to find
Which-
him right now.
By the way, just give me a second. So here's the
What
calendar.
is this?
Whoa! That's not a calendar. That's a steampunk stove dial. That's fucking nuts. What the hell?
So
You've
you're
shown us this before.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before in my life.
you're in the month of Kytheborn on the third day, so right about there is where you are. You're expecting that the funeral for Vivi and the others to be somewhere about the 8th, so there-ish.
So 16 sessions from now.
Could be. So about 5 days.
Okay. I mean, that is a long time away, but I've exhausted my leads. I don't know how to find that guy. But we can find the Nim, and we can try to find...
You do know the Harpers are still looking for him.
Right. We
You haven't
try to
heard back
find
from him, but it's only been a couple of days, so.
the Zentarum agent that escaped the bombing. His name escapes me.
Still Fluxin.
Erskine. Erstelfloxen. We can try to find Erstelfloxen, or we can... Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. Davil informed me that he has uncovered the identity, sort of the man person running this alternate Zentarum group.
Yes. Who would that be?
All he knew was that they're a highly powerful mage with a metal arm that he supposed was prosthetic.
Which-
Does that
Go ahead.
sound like anybody I've heard of or have seen?
No, Todrin, it does sound familiar to you.
Oh shit! Yeah, we never did a check about who, if I might know that.
It's not a check, but the vision that you had at the from the
Oh
mirror
fuck!
the first time. One of the things you saw was a dark-robed man with a metal arm.
Okay, thank you for that. Right. So I'll,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
tell them
huge.
that
See, you need to find that man.
yeah, this is important. That's something we need to go on. But I don't know what to do with that.
Well, do you
attempted
get
to
the hint that you need to... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Do you need to kill him? Join him? Do something to him?
He was presented menacingly in the vision, but I mean, they were widely left up to interpretation. I don't think I'm meant to help this man, considering what he's been doing. But I
That's
haven't.
fair. He works with the Zentarum. That was a silly question.
Right. I haven't been given a lot of guidance as far as this new bond goes, though. So,
As you're talking about this guy, you see Maloon sitting across the bar, eating his breakfast, and he's listening very closely. And he says, "Did he give you a name?"
No, he said he didn't know any name or location for this fellow, which I thought was kind of strange, considering he had apparently eyewitness reports that has to have a location.
Not necessarily, if he caught them traveling.
Well, then you would have seen them on a road somewhere.
Or he's
Well-
hiding something from you.
Right.
Maloon says.
That I pointed Maloon. That's what I'm leaning toward. I didn't want to push my
Telling you.
luck considering the circumstances, but
Telling you, you can't trust them.
right, you
Good Lord Maloon.
did say that.
We get it.
He just kind of shrugs and keeps eating.
I'm sorry, Kason.
No, that's him. He does not like them, and he keeps on talking about it.
I feel bad with that.
No,
Those
don't.
moments. Okay,
You are
cool.
totally good.
Because that's Bart is just like, oh my god, we had this discussion already several times, and you throw it in at every available moment.
All right, well, we need a direction to go, and the only one that I'm hearing is Serval's dock ward investigation. I mean, the guy's got to be somewhere. If he's not prevalent in the city, then maybe you're right. Maybe he's fairly new to the area.
So there's so what are the objectives here? We're trying to keep money out of the hands of certain people. We're trying to find out who this wizard is. We're trying to find out who we're never caught is. Am I missing anything?
The two immediate objectives are to find the Stone of Golor, to find, I guess there's three, to find the Stone of Golor, because supposedly this item that nobody knows anything about will help us find the stash. Item 2 is to find Nevercott, because I believe he is also searching for it, and I don't like the way he's going about it. So we may be able to learn something from him.
Maloon kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "Who is this guy again?"
Exactly, I pointed him. And the third item is is fuck, I lost my train of this Nim. There was a metal magic construct
Yes.
that facilitated the bombing across the street here. So any one of those three
Well-
things.
Well, I thought we established a general fix for the NIM while we're
Correct.
moving around town.
Correct. And we
So-
have no leads on the stone as of now, so let's start with you and Nevercott.
Quick, Kason.
Yes.
I need to use my bardic knowledge and try to. What might I know about the stone? Can someone roll for?
Yeah.
Would that be history or arcane?
I'm going to call it a history check.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Is that a natural? 20?
Natural 20
Ooh,
or a
baby.
natural
Oh.
kraken.
Not that a natural 20 is necessarily automatic success, but give me just a second.
But
But you succeed.
You know all about butts.
Yeah, a 23 gets you pretty good amount of information. So
does it give me enough to recall from memory what it looks like?
yes, actually,
Holy
you know
shit.
that it's a glossy greenish gray stone that fits in the palm of your hand.
Really?
You get
Ugh.
this is
Oh god.
this is the description that
Put it
you
back in your
remember
pocket.
having.
Put it back. Put it back.
You believe that it's actually not a stone, though, that it was some kind of creature
Ah, stop.
that had been transformed into this stone. and that whatever the creature was named Golor.
So prestidigitation to, kind of, hey, this is what we're looking for. I know what this is, and I'll show everybody what it looks like and so forth. And
Oh God! It looks like a loaf of bread opened its eyes.
Oh god.
Three-eyed runny egg.
Yeah, Maloon is now looking at it and he's going, so wait, if
Just
that's
trust
it,
the
where?
breast implant.
I lost you. Can you repeat that?
He's just staring at it in awe. It's just like, we got to find this thing.
Oh,
So yeah, I will regale everyone with my knowledge of the stone.
Well,
And
that's helpful because you're the first person that we've met that's had any information on this stone. How did you know that?
well, I pick up stories. I'm a sailor. All we have are stories and work at sea. That's all you have. So
Fair
yes.
enough. All right. Do you know what it can do?
I would say with a 23, he has heard rumors that it knows a lot of information that has been lost.
It's a suppository. I mean, a repository of information.
wow.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. There are details that you don't remember,
All right.
just because they're that
Deep.
vague.
In the
So
suppository.
if you had rolled a 25, you would have gotten more information. Is what I'm getting at here.
Oh man.
Not
It's
a problem.
that hard to recall
Oh,
any
yeah.
information at all about this thing.
Do better, Lanner. God.
Carry harder.
My foot's
Yeah,
dragging.
defense wasn't
Carry
good
me
enough.
more. All right. Well, at least we know what we're looking for now.
So, Kason, does my knowledge give us a starting point, a jumpstart direction for?
No, not really. The only other thing that you've heard is just what everyone else in the city has been talking about. That about a month and a half ago now, the Stone of Golor was in the hands of the Xanathar, and supposedly a lot of people say that the Zentarum stole it. The truth has now come out that it was not the Zentarum that stole it, but a gnome named Dalakar that you guys spoke to with the Speak with Dead spell after he got blown up in front of your tavern with the fireball.
But the alternate group
the-
of Zentarum took it from him, so they now
Right.
have it.
The belief, though, was that that is what ignited this war that's going on in the streets between the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarum, was the theft of the Stone of Golor. And
Okay.
pretty much everyone in town is talking about that at this point. So that's, you all know that.
Alrighty then. So,
Thank you for that, Master Sir. You've already proven yourself useful and questionable. So, we'll follow you to the dock ward. Let's see what you can do.
All right.
absolutely.
The questionable
Come, my
was for
friend.
the bacon, by the way.
I followed. So when everyone's fed, let's go, my friend. Let's go and solve your conundrums.
All right.
Actually, where are you gonna be headed, sir?
To me? Probably to the dockmaster's office for starters. Usually, ship manifests and so forth you have to have a copy of those with the dockmaster. So
Okay. It strikes me that I have a quick errand I need to run. So I think I'll meet y'all down there. I'll be quick.
Okay. What's your errand?
Indeed.
I want to go to the temple and see if Lorelei has been seen.
Okay. So you're gonna arrive there before they get to the dock ward.
Okay.
Give me just a minute. I am looking for some music and I can't find it. I'm just gonna start playing what I had to play earlier because I can't find what I'm looking for. All right. So when you get to the Temple of Beauty, again, you're greeted by beautiful women and music and
Oh
all
yeah.
sorts of, uh, you know, just the place is just magnificent. It's practically spotless.
Yeah.
There it went. Okay.
I'll find the head. Damn it.
Ayana.
Yes, thank you, Ayana. And greet her in my usual manner, and ask if she has seen Lorelei.
Um, Not since the other day. She was here just, last night.
Last night. Okay.
What she tells you is essentially that it was about the time that you guys were probably fighting this spectral trolls. She saw Lorelei
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Are you, Todrin? Is something wrong? Are you worried about her? What's?
Well, yes, I am. We had a project between us that we were gonna be working on.
Say no more. I understand.
Right. Well, I left messages for her. Did you tell her I was looking for her?
I did. I'm sure she'll get to you. Don't worry.
Okay. I just want to make sure because she hadn't been seen since Trolltide. I was concerned.
I completely understand. It's quite a mess.
Yeah, I was just glad to know she wasn't a part of it. That's good to know. All right. Okay, Ayana. Thank you for your time as always. I have things to be about, so you enjoy your day.
Thank you. Have a good day too.
And then I'll take off for.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Stalker.
I'm just making sure she's fucking alive and not tied up in someone's basement somewhere.
Hey, she might be, but it might be consensual.
And that's fine, Lanner. Damn it.
Todrin?
Oh shit.
Floating about 100 feet behind you and back, excuse me, not 100 feet up, but it's above the rooftops. You see one of these just following you at a distance.
Okay. Are there any guards nearby?
You can absolutely find some of the city watch nearby.
Yeah, I'll point the city watch at it.
They rolled a natural 20 on their perception check.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as they see it, they're like, yeah, we'll get on that right away. And you see these guys, they kind of get between themselves, and two of them go one way, and another one goes around the other way, and they've got their crossbows out, and
Oh, that's safe. Just start firing crossbows into the sky.
Right.
they're being careful about it, but they are they follow it and try to get near it, but it manages to just sneak away through an alley, and you lose sight of it, and they lose sight of it, and it's gone. It saw what they were doing and decided to skedaddle.
Bummer.
Fuck. I'll ask him, have you seen a lot of them around since Trolltide?
Not really. You see every now and then there's one or two that'll pass through, but not often. Not in broad daylight, especially.
All right, good to know. Keep your eyes open. Spread the word. They're still around. I mean, obviously you know that, but good work, man. Thanks for your help.
You hear one of them say, kind of under his breath, "Xanathar's always watching."
Did you get his most recent book, The Guide? It's pretty good. Sorry. Break the fourth wall there. Yeah, I'll head down to meet them wherever they are.
All right. So the rest of you, and I'm gonna go ahead and move the circle down so you can see where you. So where do you guys start your little search here in the dock ward? Just feel free to move that circle around wherever you guys are.
Well, everybody seems to be following my lead. I would just go to the dockmaster's office and go in and begin my inquiry there.
Let's see. So do you want to start at the guild hall or just one of the any one of the docks where there's a dockmaster?
Well, there's
a Mariners Guild hall.
that would probably be the first stop, yes.
You guys come all the way down the high road and take the Way of the Dragon down south to the Mariners Hall that is on the far south end of Waterdeep.
Do we take the way of the dragon?
Yes.
I
And
make dragon noises the whole time.
the whole way you don't hear anything that
Other than dragon noises.
yeah, other than that. You don't hear the nimble right detector go off or anything on your way to the Mariners Hall. When you get there, though, you're met by there's a rather burly guy standing behind the counter there, and he's sunburned and just he looks like he's probably been through hell.
It's an actual mariner. Does he smell of the sea?
You
Yes.
smell of the sea.
I'll use prestidigitation to make
Nice.
Ox smell like a fish.
All right.
That's awesome. We just walk in and then suddenly start smelling.
So when you get there, though, he's talking to some other people, but he turns to you guys and he says, "Excuse me. How can the Master Mariners Guild help you?"
Yes, sir. I am looking for someone in particular that's been very, very difficult to track down. And I was wondering if he passed through on ship.
Well,
and would give the name and appropriate information. So, and then yes, sir. Just looking for passenger manifests, if possible.
to get that kind of information, you're probably gonna have to go down. I'd just tell you to go down Dock Street and just check with each of the ship captains. There will be dockmasters at each of the docks that you can talk to that might be able to give you further information, but that information is not kept here at this moment.
They don't have an overarching records that they keep.
Not here.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
It tells you there's several different dockmaster buildings between here and there. Here in the other end of the docks that you could stop at each one of them. They might have the information, but it's not all here. It changes so often that it's not really feasible to keep it all in one place.
Fair enough. All right. Well, then that's the direction that I'll lead everybody.
All right. So, yeah, you guys take Cedar Street, and just right there is Dock Street. You can see there are docks between a few of the buildings here, and seagulls flying overhead. It's the streets are just packed with people, halflings and humans, elves. It's just everything you can imagine is around here. A lot
I
of
would
them
warn
Yeah.
I would be warning everyone to keep an eye on their coin purse.
Yeah, exactly. And
Watch your purse.
He knows as well as anybody that
Watch
this
your
is
purse.
a dangerous area of town.
Constantly bump into people because I'm watching my purse instead of where I'm going.
They rolled a 1. I don't think they noticed.
You could have ripped them off.
So you guys travel down Dock Street, and you come to there's a tavern here called Full Sails, and when you get to this area of the docks, though, this is where the Handmaiden of Coin is docked at the end of the longer of these three. And Serval, you recognize that ship.
I do indeed.
Oh shit.
It's head.
Well, I will head on over to the captain and make my way onto the ship and tell everybody it's like, go meet me over at the dock or come along if you will. I have a uncomfortable duty to attend to real quick.
When you say uncomfortable duty,
Oh no.
you don't mean anything illegal, do you?
Oh yes, that's what I was listening about.
That pause had the perfect impact.
That was
As you
perfect.
guys are walking down,
All right.
Well played.
as Serval's going down this dock, if you guys are following him, there's crates being moved. It's just the docks are so busy that you could hardly get by, but you do eventually get to the Handmaiden of Coin, where the gangplank onto the ship is, and you do see the captain standing on deck, and he's kind of directing, the flow of where they're taking on cargo.
Permission to come aboard.
And you see him kind of pause and turn, and you guys see this elven gentleman that really looks more like a merchant than a ship captain. But he turns and he, Serval, come aboard, and he just tells these guys to make room for you guys to come aboard. He says, "Been waiting for you. What happened?"
All right, Captain. I have some very, very unfortunate news.
Yes.
Turnman is he died during the troll tide slaughter.
Oh, damn! You guys see this elf just kind of, he raises a hand to his face and he's, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, we're looking to be getting underway soon. I've got to replace him. Damn. I'm so sorry.
There's some rats that might be of
I
use.
am. I don't know how to say this, but I need some time to grieve. I cannot function well enough as your navigator to do what's supposed to be done. I cannot attend my duties. I need some bereavement.
You see him kind of bite his lip a little bit and just nod his head, and he says, "I understand. You two are very close, I know. Very well. It's gonna put us at least a week behind. And you see him, he just kind of shakes his head and kind of turns and just shouts at somebody for no reason as they're moving cargo down below decks. And he turns back to you and he says, look, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. Don't worry, we'll find someone else. It'll be fine.
I wish that I could continue to step up and do the job that you'd offered, but I just can't. I cannot function without him. Not. I need. He was my rock, and I can't just. I have to find a new foundation, a new direction, and I
Fuck.
apologize so deeply there, Captain.
I understand. Just take your time. We can't wait. I'm sorry. We have to get this to where it's going.
I wouldn't ask you to. You take care of your ship, take care of your crew.
Oh well. Don't worry. I need
Poor
everybody to
sir.
roll me a perception check. Just everybody.
Have I gotten there yet?
I would say by the time that they were done at the Mariners Hall, the minute you describe Oscar, you get a few people that are like, "Yeah, asshole bumped in." And they point you in the right direction. So yeah, you're able to catch up to them pretty quick. And Oscar's pretty much, head and shoulders above most people that are on the dock ward. You
Right.
can spot him from a pretty good distance.
So I'm with them at this point. Do I hear this?
Yeah, you're there for this.
Okay.
You hear it. Let's see. Oscar, Bart, and Serval, as you're standing on the end of the dock here, you guys can all see off in the distance. There's another ship. I'm going to move the circle to show where it is. You guys see there's a ship anchored out in the harbor, flying a Zentarum flag.
Oh shit.
Just one?
Yes.
From where you guys are standing on the end of the dock, you just see this one ship. There are a lot of ships out in the harbor that are anchored. There are even more that are at the docks, but you do see this one that's flying the Zentarum flags.
Oh fuck.
I lean over and quietly say to Todrin, "You think our metal-armed friend is there?"
Where?
On the boat, Todrin.
What boat? Oh, is that what you guys were looking at? Whoa.
What were you looking at?
Not the boats. There's, a hot woman at 2:00. But, excuse me for that. Sir Captain,
What?
I didn't catch your name.
It's Captain Finlaren.
Excellent.
Sorry, Elven names are a little difficult.
Master Finlaren. Would you happen to know the name or leader of who's... Have you seen... God, what am I trying to ask here? Have you seen a man with a metal arm in the area around that ship?
He looks over his shoulder to the ship that you're pointing at. I'm assuming you're pointing at the one out in the harbor.
Yep.
He says, I can't say I've seen any man with a metal arm. No. Why?
How long has that ship been here? Do you know?
Oscar does, actually.
Oscar does?
No, sorry. That I had Serval select when I typed something.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm sorry.
they come-
I was getting messages and it got a little weird and I was confused. He tells you that that ship was here when his ship arrived, and that it's been anchored out there the whole time, as far as he knows.
When was
Ever
that?
since the Handmaiden coin has been in dock for about 4 days.
Oh, okay. That's promising, Bart. That's promising.
Indeed it is, Tawdrin.
Oscar, you're able to get several seagulls that will go take a look at that ship for you if you want to.
Excellent. And just chirp back at us if in the affirmative.
All right.
What are you doing
So-
there, Oscar?
So I have my pipe out, and I'm blowing bubbles with it to cheer Serval up. So that ship over there, we've seen that before, right?
We've seen the flag before.
Yes. Well, you were speaking of the metal-armed man, so I've asked some of my friends to go check it for us.
Ah. That
What
may
friends?
actually work.
I point to the retreating seagulls.
That might actually work.
So you guys watch as these seagulls
Huh.
leave the docks, go fly over the ship. They circle around it a couple of times. From where you guys are standing, though, you can't see very much detail. You can't tell what exactly, like if they landed on the deck or what. But it's
Little puffs of
probably
feathers.
15 minutes or so pass. Again, people are moving crates back and forth along these docks. It's very busy.
Lots of bubbles.
And the seagulls come back and how are you communicating with them, Oscar?
I just asked them to come chatter wildly at me if he is.
Okay. They come back. One of them lights on the box nearby. It's just sitting there, and he kind of shakes his head a little bit and just starts, raises up a one wing and starts preening himself. And he's not doing what you said for an affirmative. So
I blow some bubbles at him.
Oh my god.
Jeez. I don't think our friend is out there.
Okay.
Well, if he is, he's not on deck where birds could see him. But this is worth
Oh, right.
investigating. This may be where the alternate Zentarum group is headquartered, so to speak. We should see what we can find out about that ship. Serval,
How
That's-
big is the boat?
from where you guys
Both
are at this, it looks like a small sloop, like a. When you're talking about ships, and I'm sure Serval could tell you this better than I can, but you've got like a galleon that's say 120 feet long.
Right.
Then you got other kind of sailing ships that are in the 80-foot long area. This one's getting closer to 60, so
So it's
Oh,
on the
it's
okay.
about
smaller
half as
side.
big as a big galleon.
So it's probably not a headquarter, but
well,
Yeah, it
Ed-
looks a little small for something to be considered a headquarters.
I just meant it could be
It-
housing leadership.
maybe. Yeah.
Usually those ships, the smaller they are, the faster they are.
Exactly.
So think of Pirates of the Caribbean. The Black Pearl would be a galleon. That would be one of the largest ships of this period. In fact, I think the Black Pearl is still a little bit larger than is actually reasonable.
So
I mean,
this
ship-
Zentarum ship, are we talking one mast or two?
I think a sloop has one mast.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty small.
I could be mistaken, but I think it's one.
Okay, well,
Well-
fast or not, it's been here for a while, and I would be willing to bet money it's been there since a certain stone went missing.
Well, that is absolutely a possibility. Jason, you said that about 15 minutes had passed. I would probably be using that time to try to inquire about any passenger manifests of the captain, and then if there's any other ships on this dock.
So sorry.
Just
That's a,
kind of quick
just posted a
retcon.
picture into Discord that'll.
Ah.
I would load it into Fantasy Grounds, but it'd take longer. So that's pretty much what you're looking at off in the distance.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
sorry,
Thank you for
Serval.
that.
What was that? Asking about? What were you asking about?
I just wanted to retcon a little bit since it took a little while for the seagulls to be
Right.
reporting back. I'd probably be inquiring about passenger manifests from the captain and any other captains nearby that I could,
Yeah.
or first mates,
So
whomever I
in that,
could get a hold of.
go ahead and have roll me an investigation check for Serval. Kai.
Investigation. Ooh,
Okay. So as you
7
go
or
to
10 total.
as you go to each of these, like, there's a dock master at the end of the docks here that handles like these 3 that are here on the end of this area. They go through their papers and they don't really find anything. You hear them they point down to the docks to the further north and west of here. And they're like, you might try further down, but there's no one by that name here.
Thank you much, and be going around, and yeah, that's what my focus would be, is trying to find this person for them. And what knowledge might I have? What rumors might I have heard about that ship? Anything at all since I've been in port?
About it's called the Sea Serpent.
Of course it is.
You know that it is captained by Malcolm Madman Mal Malloy.
The Zentarum ship?
Yes.
What?
Okay.
Holy shit.
Now the great have fallen, or not.
Or risen?
I didn't
Depends on
realize
his
he
rank.
was Zentarum.
In addition to that, what you get is that it's not necessarily a Zentarum ship. It's more like a freelance ship that just so happens to be flying Zentarum colors right now. That they've probably taken on a job for the Zentarum that is temporary. But for the moment, they're aligned with the Zentarum.
So when I remember this stuff, I would regale everyone.
Okay, so
But I've been regaled twice today. This is awesome.
I believe the most direct way for us to know whether this ship is related to the Zentarum we need to find is to ask Davil himself if he knows about this ship, since he knows all the Zentarum but this alternate group. What do y'all think?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, unless they've got some kind of record about this ship, sir.
Well, honestly, what ships do is their own business as long as they're not breaking the rules of the dock that they're in. So that gentleman working for the Zentarum is probably just par for the course. Quite mercenary.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and he can tell you that kind of freelance work is often done by ship captains.
Indeed, unless they have a specific thing in mind,
Well,
like
I
being a
remember,
merchant and so forth.
I remember we had seen Malcolm in the Yawning Portal at one time or another. How long ago was that?
It's been about not quite a 10-day, probably 5 or 6 days.
And Trolltide was 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Does Bart remember when Davil said this alternate group started making trouble in the town?
Was I there when he said that?
What you guys
so.
have heard is, again, back to earlier, you know that the thing between the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarum got kicked off about a month and a half ago. Like, you guys rescuing Renair and Floon was like day 2 or day 3 of that.
Uh-huh. I mean, this rogue group of Zentarum that Davil doesn't know anything about.
Yeah.
When did they enter?
About that time.
About that time. So it's been a while.
Month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Okay. So they didn't arrive on this ship.
Serval, you also know that the other ship that you came aboard, the Fury, is all the way down at the northeast, or excuse me, the northwest side of the docks.
I
So
was about to ask where it was moored at. So I'd make a point of I've got someone else to ask about what's going on and see if we can get a little bit more information.
I don't know if you can see on the
And
map where that is, but it's about a dozen docks down.
Yeah.
as I'm making my inquiries, I would be pretty much heading straight for the Fury. Is it the Fury right now, or is it pretending to be the merchant?
Right now, it is being called the Reclaimed Jewel.
Okay.
So
So then
yeah.
I would be a little bit vague about my intentions then.
So you guys continue down Dock Street, keeping an eye out on the ocean as the breeze blows by, and seagulls flying overhead. And there's a lot of people that are moving cargo down the street here. You ask a couple more times at these other docks if you see anything, or excuse me, if they've got a JB never caught on their ship manifest. Nobody does.
No beeps or anything, right?
You actually, as you pass the shipwright's house, you get to this corner here, and Bart, you hear beep.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Wait, what? I
Ah!
just start patting down my cloak
Yeah,
and pull it
when
out.
you pull the nimble right detector out, and the little umbrella on the front is spinning slowly, and just beep.
Smoke detector needs a new
Beep.
battery.
Beep.
So
All right, which way were we?
You were headed northeast, or excuse me, northwest along Dock Street.
And that's where we are right now, that circle?
Yeah, so from where I just drew that line is you guys, obviously this is following Dock Street, but that's the direction you guys were headed.
Oh shit,
And
oh
you
shit,
guys
oh
got
shit, oh shit.
to beep.
Let's
It's not very fast. It's just beep.
Alright, okay,
Beep.
so I will stay here with Oscar, Sir, and Bart. Take a little walk, see where it speeds up.
All right, let's go, sir.
And
What direction are you going?
Oscar, let's keep an eye out for anybody that looks like they're hiding something, carrying something.
I keep my eyes out.
I think we're just gonna stay on Dock Street and just
Okay.
see where that.
So you continue, and it just goes beep, beep, just a tiny bit faster. Beep. And you keep going, and it's staying steady about that point.
All
You get to
right.
hear,
It's not speeding up anymore.
and now it's going beep, 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 beep. And there are 2 ships that are docked at the end of this pier here. But there's also Odd Street goes off into the distance. Dock Street continues both ways here. There's a lot of buildings around here that it's kind of ramshackle. This is warehouse area, and there's a bunch of, homes for the less fortunate that are, it's a poorer area of town, the Dockwards in general.
And the Zentarum ship is behind us now, right?
Yeah, it's way off in the distance now. It's probably not quite. I don't know how far a mile might be, but it's. You can just barely make out the ship in the distance at this point.
Okay.
So we are. It's starting to slow down again at this point.
At this point, it's the steady beep.
Okay.
Beep.
I'm gonna
So
start walking down the dock towards one of these ships.
Beep,
And
I'm going
I'll-
to stand my ground and keep an eye.
beep.
Oh
The
fuck!
closer you get, the faster it's going.
All right, I stop, and I'm not like holding it out in front of me. I'm kind of like it's like in my cloak,
Yeah, and
and
at
I'm
this
not
point,
like looking for anything. I'm just out on a stroll, trying to be
Beeping while you
inconspicuous.
walk.
just
Yeah,
casually
beeping
beeping.
while I
like
walk.
you do.
Casually beeping.
yeah, at this point now, when you get between these two ships, it's just going beep, 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 and the umbrella on the front is spinning faster and faster.
All right, I'm not gonna get that close. I stopped when I realized that it was on one
Sure.
of these ships. So
Okay.
So
I will turn around after like a good 20, 30 seconds, just kind of staring out at the ocean or the harbor, I guess.
Now, again, this dock is pretty busy, so you're not in any real concern of being spotted
Oh,
or
okay.
anything unusual. So
All
it's
right.
again,
Well then, never
they're all
mind.
busy. The cargo is moving up and down. It's yeah.
All right. Well then, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna start looking for uh everyone because now we know where this thing is.
Yeah, we'll walk up to you when we can see you have a sense of purpose.
Well,
I-
it appears that we have one of the nimble things. The nimble rights? No, that's the device. The nim.
No,
White?
they are
It's a
Nimblewhites.
White,
they are
right?
called nimble rights. Yes.
Oh, the
You were
nimble right
right.
detector is what we have. That's right. The nimble right. We have one on one of those ships there behind us.
So now we know where it's at. Do we want to take the cloth off the button? That way it's not walking around beeping as it's beeping.
For the immediate
Probably a
time.
good idea.
Yeah,
And I'm just gonna go ahead and slide that off.
for the moment, yeah. So, we need to establish what our goals are for the immediate future.
All right. So we know where this person question mark is,
Exactly.
and what did you need? Was this person a threat, or was this person a friend?
We have good reason to believe it was used as a tool in the bombing on across the street from our place. Uh, it was used with knowledge of who had the stone and where it was and where it was going. So whoever's in position of this thing probably knows a lot more than we do.
So the best thing to do would be to incapacitate this
The
person
the
question mark.
creature itself, yeah, I do not want to destroy the creature itself, but I don't believe that it is acting of its own volition in this matter. I believe it's being used.
I'm just gonna point out that Valletta has asked you to destroy it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I
Yeah, she
still don't want to
offered
destroy it right
you
off the
to.
bat.
Yeah, I'm just so you remember, because this would be in your notes, that she offered you 250 gold pieces to make sure it was destroyed and to provide evidence that it was destroyed.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you. Right. We do need to render it useless eventually, but if we can get info out of it, that's the priority here. So, what do we do about the rest of the people on the ship in the vicinity? How do we get on the ship?
Well,
What do we
we
say?
can. Does Sir knows the dock words? Does he recognize this ship? I
Uh,
should say these two ships.
recognize? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. You can get the names of the ships easily enough. The two ships are called Heartbreaker and Hellraiser, and I'm
Jeez.
guessing. Are you guys talking to people about these ships? Are you asking like the dockmaster or anything like that, or are you just what you know about them?
Right now, just what I know. I don't want to like.
So, roll me a history check for Serval.
Constant knowledge checks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Serval, a 21. You know that
Nice.
the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker are part of a trio of ships that are part of the Sea Maidens Fair, a seafaring carnival that travels up and down the Sword Coast.
Oh, damn.
And they have all sorts of like animals, and they do parades. They have performers, they have acrobats, and that kind of thing. It's a carnival that, that's what they do.
All right, fantastic. Well, I would relay this to everyone.
Carnival.
And you know that the third ship is called Eye Catcher, but from where you are right now, everybody
It
roll me a
hasn't caught
perception
our
check.
eye.
I'll also say you know that these. All right, Todrin sees it. Bart sees it. Bart and Todrin, you both see the Eye Catcher, or a third ship that looks similar to these. It's a much fancier ship. It's a very ostentatious ship. Is currently anchored in deeper
The eye catcher
waters.
that's doing absolutely none of it.
Sorry, what was that?
I said it's the eye catcher, and it's not
Yeah,
catching my eye.
yeah. They're easy enough to point it out to you, but the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker are docked here, and the Eye Catcher is anchored further out, like almost a straight shot out.
Well,
And they're all flying flags from Luskan.
you tell us that they're carnival
Yes,
ships?
I would give everybody that information. I am just a font.
I
Well,
drink deeply.
my my guess is that it ended up here after the events of the bombing. So these people are probably guiltless, faultless. That being said, we need to acquire this creature. I say we go in with authority to apprehend.
Well, unless hold on just a second, guys.
Is there going to be a fight?
Retro.
Shit, what do we do?
I'm going to
Hold
get a
on,
brownie.
just a second.
You're
I have
fine.
been waiting. I have been waiting for this for so long.
You're good, Lanner. You do your thing.
I am excited.
We're about to.
All right. So my suggestion is that we either get authority or if you claim authority, then you need to like have the backing of your temple or something. You do not go on someone's ship and say that you've got more authority than they have. No one has more authority than the captain on a ship. So you need to make sure you respect that.
Okay, that's good to know. If that's the case, perhaps we'll have Bart take the lead. He's a bit more reasonable than I am.
But what we need to do is convince them that it's in their best interest to cooperate with us. And if this machine is a homicidal maniac, and they can be convinced of such, I mean, they may not even realize that it's a machine. It might have illusions or some such disguising itself. We don't know. It's completely blind walking onto those ships. So this is what we need to prepare for.
Well, I know nothing of carnivals, and I imagine if they have the nimble right. They likely paid the Zentarum for it. They're not going to want to give it up for nothing.
Right.
That's assuming that they know what they have, and it's not hired itself on. We don't know.
Right. Arguing hypotheticals isn't gonna get us anywhere because there's so many question marks here. But we need to know what we're prepared to do to get what we need before we go into this.
So, Ox, can you get your furry vermin infested friends to help us out in this situation?
I'm sorry. What did you call him?
I called him Ox.
Did you mean to, or is that what you
I
called him?
kind of did.
Okay, all right. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. But yeah, he's got a good point, Oscar.
Kai, did we lose you?
Sir Kai.
I mean, rats would be a little less suspicious than a cat.
Kai? Kaya!
may have either fallen asleep or gone AFK.
He likely went AFK after I said I needed a moment, so that's not a problem. We can wait. Maybe have a bio break?
Yeah, let's do that for. Let's take 5 minutes for that.
All right. I will step away. Be back in a bit.
Me too.
Oh.
Kai? Kalania. Hey, Kai.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Okay.
Now I can hear. Sorry. What?
There you go.
We're taking a quick 5-minute bio break. They'll be back soon.
Oh, yes. Didn't we? I thought we did. That's where I've been. Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
We couldn't hear you, so we weren't sure if you got the message or not.
Oh, sorry.
No
You
problem.
were interacting with the public, so I said I'm going to go get brownies. And that turned into a bio break.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Roger that.
There was a
roger
lot
that.
going on. We probably just didn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys thinking right now about this situation? Just out of curiosity, out of character.
Out of character, I'm worried that our party members are going to overstep what's allowed and the proper protocol in dealing with ships and their captains.
How about you, Kai?
I'm ready to murder everybody.
Excellent.
The City Watch just takes a quick stroll by.
So I tell you, like, as soon as he turns that thing off, I'm going to start beeping. Because I know how important the beep was.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So,
Are you going to use Druidcraft to start beeping?
nope, just going to beep.
Just going to beep.
Kind of like
I'll
whispering
use
in his ear.
I'll use prestidigitation to make it sound like he's beeping.
Nice.
I love this stupid ass spell. It's so much fun for our people.
You know what? I really underused that spell with Ollie. I should have used it more often, and I just never did.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
I think I used prestidigitation for Ollie like maybe 3 times. Maybe.
Man, if you're a conniving, twisted character, you can make poison taste like honey. You can do so many things. You get a couple players to work in tandem, and you get one to change the color of a I don't know, like fire, and then have like a booming voice and just scare the crap out of things, and
Yeah.
it's just so good. So many uses.
I have been waiting for you guys to find this for so long. I'm excited.
Carnival.
Hellraiser, Heartbreaker, and the Eye Catcher. I don't know if we'll finish this part tonight. We'll have to see. It's already 10 o'clock. God.
However long or however far we get is however far we get.
Yeah.
Could someone do me a quick favor and read me off my spells? Because other than vicious mockery, what is it? The voices,
So
the
the
laughter. I
yep.
don't
So
remember half.
cantrips are your mending, prestidigitation, and vicious mockery. Your first level are cure wounds, dissonant whispers, featherfall, healing word, and Tasha's hideous laughter. And second level spells are phantasmal force and suggestion.
Alrighty. Suggestion. That's the one I was trying to remember.
Just a course of activity limited to a sentence or two. Excuse me. Magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that
Nothing
can't be
understands
charmed
you.
are immune to this effect.
We're back.
Suggestion must be worded in such a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. Asking a creature to stab itself, throw itself onto a spear, immolate itself, or do some other obviously harmful act ends the spell. Saving throw, failed save, it does what you say to the best of its ability. Continue for the entire duration, which is 8 hours. Concentration spell, though.
Wow.
The nice thing about that spell is that it's not like Charm Person where they know you cast it on them when it's over. It's insidious like that.
So, what's going on?
Just
We're
waiting on
just going
everybody to
over
get
my
back.
spells.
Oh, okay. Well, we're ready.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right.
And Drax is falling asleep, and I'm pretty fucking exhausted too. So,
Okay. Well, I promise we can end this by 10 o'clock your time. Is that, or do I need to end it sooner?
No, that should be fine.
The whole hour, right?
That's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right? Time?
let's do that.
Okay. I can
Thanks,
end
man.
it sooner if you need me to.
And it now.
Let's see what's happening. Because I'm curious to know what's going on with these bots. The stupid machine has been in my pocket for days, and I'm just finally getting it to do something.
Alright, so Ox, why don't you get your little furry vermin-filled friends to go onto the ship and see if they can't find that white, or right or white or whatever, and see what it's doing. Is it encaged? Is it part of the crew? You think you could do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't remember. Oscar never actually saw the thing, did he?
No, none of us did. We
Yeah.
had secondhand reports.
If you're
But
talking,
you've seen the original.
yeah, you saw Nim, and
Right.
you guys were led to believe that they looked the same, similar at least.
Close enough.
Right.
I imagine it being a lot smaller. Is that just me?
It's human sized.
Human sized. Okay. All right.
I can post a picture if you want.
Sure.
Dying. Are any of my 6 rats around? Or just...
Yeah, they're hiding in your outfit there.
Ah,
they're,
great.
They're in your pockets and all.
I'm gonna go tell them to go find the skinny mechanical man.
That's what you're looking for. One of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need you to roll me a stealth check for them. And are you telling them to go on? You've got, say, 6 of them. Are you telling them to all go together, or are you telling them to split up? Or
Split up.
so, say 3 on each ship. Okay. So roll me a stealth check for them, just as a collective, and we'll see how well they do.
For their size, they get a huge bonus on the stealth, don't they?
No.
No? Alright.
Nice try.
That's not a thing anymore.
Not since the 1950s.
So I gave myself advantage, but it didn't
That was mean.
take it out.
Uh,
Because I'm
That's
wearing
okay.
armor.
yeah.
So should have been
Sure.
a 20.
Okay, 20. So yeah, they split up. They go up the ramps of each ship, and they're gone for 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
They're lost forever. Oh, I needed to do advance first and then click. Or advantage. Sorry.
Give me just a second here.
Beep.
Meanwhile, we're all standing there. Beep, 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 beep.
you turn
beep.
that off.
I know.
Oscar's beeping though, because I remember how important it was that we hear the beep, and when we couldn't hear it anymore, I thought I'd keep us all apprised as to the status. So every once in a while, I'm beeping.
And then I use prestidigitation to make him sound just like the boss.
So
Thanks.
they're gone for about 20 minutes before they come back. And first, there's just one that comes back, then there's another, then another one. And eventually, they all do come back. And they all kind of climb up onto a box that's nearby that nobody seems to be paying any attention to. And the group that was on the Heartbreaker are all pointing at the Heartbreaker and trying to point you that way, and the others are all pointing at the Hellraiser and like go that way. So they're both pointing to both ships, like that something's on them.
The creature has
Okay.
been ripped in two and is parts on both ships.
Oscar, do you mind if I see if I can communicate a little more clearly?
It's been ripped in two, and I take both of my hands and indicate two separate hands.
Right. Thank you for your permission. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. Just twiddle my hands and little red sparkles float through the air, and I can speak with and understand the rats.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to find something here.
All right.
So, these metal men, how common are they?
Apparent.
Obviously not very common, but might there be some who just happen to be a part of this carnival? That seems like something that would be a thing, possibly.
That's true. Do we
Any
know,
signs?
Bart, if that was tuned to specifically find the one right, or just any right?
Well, she didn't say it was attuned to be to a specific Nimblewright, but she did point out that Nimblewrights were extraordinarily rare creatures, and I do not find it likely that one would end up in a carnival.
Okay, I'm ready. So what did you want to do, Todrin?
I cast Speak with Animals to try to understand what the rats are saying.
Squeak,
So-
squeaking, squeaker, squeak, squeak,
I
squeaker.
So the
speak
rats-
normally, goddammit.
The rats, the group that was on, the three of them that went to the Hellraiser are all pointing at the Hellraiser, and they're all squeaking. They're going, "Metal Man, Metal Man, Metal." And the ones that were on the Heartbreaker are all pointing at the other ship and going, "Metal Man, Metal Man, Metal Man."
Oh, god damn it. Bless the Lady of Love and Light. This is useless and confusing. They're both saying Metal Man and pointing at both ships. I mean, we're gonna have to use the little clicker a little more in depth. Maybe walk up to one and then walk up to the other.
Bart, I forget.
Well,
Bart,
let's-
how's that work? I've let me pull it up.
There's as many ships as there are I have
let's
hands, right?
try one more thing. And
Hey,
I
Bart.
lean down and to Mistiana and I whisper in her ear, and she darts off into the crowd. And I just kind of go stand near Todrin, and I lean up against him, and I'm like, Todrin, watch my back. And my eyes glaze over, and I just kind of go out of focus.
I want one of those.
One of what?
A Bart.
A familiar. Those silly wizards. They get all the fun.
Well, you keep
Okay, so tell me
changing my
exactly
bacon.
what,
We'll never get familiar.
tell me exactly what's going on, Bart.
So I sent Mistiana over onto the ship on the left from our perspective. So the one
the
to the south.
Heartbreaker.
The Heartbreaker. And I told her to walk around and see what she could see and be as stealthy as she could.
Okay. Give me just a minute. This may not be preloaded.
That's right. We can communicate telepathically for 100 feet, so I think we're good.
Okay, so
Is it 100 feet?
when she gets on board the Heartbreaker, are you just having her run up the gangplank, or what are you? What's the thing here?
That's really the only way she'd be able to get on board, right?
Okay.
Because it's probably too big for her to jump on board.
Yeah.
Well, there are
So she'll
also
have to-
the mooring lines. There are the mooring lines that have
That's true.
the ship tied to the pier, so she
Oh,
could run up
right.
the mooring lines.
Okay,
That's
cool.
true.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to be as stealthy as possible. So, like in the
Okay, roll me a
shade.
stealth check for her.
What is a
And
cat's dexterity bonus?
they have a +4 to their stealth.
Okay, so she got a 23.
Nice.
Okay.
Excellent, Kason. Thank you.
Okay, so go ahead and just put Mistiana wherever on either the main deck or the aft castle or the forecastle, just wherever you want her to come on board the ship at.
I think it's still
That's
just
properly pronounced the
Oh.
forecastle. Just a little bit lower there.
We're getting there.
Wait.
It's loading in.
Wait, what is?
It's spelled forecastle. It's pronounced forecastle.
Oh, I would have never known that.
No kidding. That's
Right?
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Has it loaded in?
It's a little blurry, but I can. Do you want to do the first ship on the left?
Yeah. There's a map here for all three ships, and they're all a little bit different. So the one in the middle, though, is the Heartbreaker. And the one on the bottom is the Hellraiser. You guys can't see the eye catcher.
So she's just moving around, like trying to move in the shadows. I don't like
Yes.
trying to get it below.
So, roll me a perception check first.
Okay.
And she can see that there are ways up to the
16.
higher decks, and there's a way down to the lower decks. There's like a set of stairs on both sides.
She's gonna want to be going lower.
Okay, so she's gonna come down to this part here.
Okay.
So the first thing she finds is looks like just a storage area. There's a smell of tar in the air or in this area. There's barrels that are filled with tar and secured with nets to the wall on the starboard side of the ship. That's the right. There's a bunch of tools mounted on the wall and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And there's a door at the far end.
Is it open?
It is not.
I'm gonna have her get close and see if she can hear anything on the other side.
Okay. Now, something else I'm going to say. There's about 4 guys on deck behind her that have not noticed her yet. So that are just on board the ship, just milling about and doing whatever duties they need to do. When she
What's
approaches,
the temperature out? Is this a fairly warm
it's
day?
late
Or
spring at this point. It's comfortable. There's a
Alright.
breeze coming in off the sea, and
Because they might
it's
be hanging
nice.
out around a brazier to stay warm if it's chilly, but okay.
Yeah, this is springtime. It's comfortable out.
Nice. Okay.
So when she approaches the door, let's see. Roll me a perception check.
First of all,
17.
That's a +3, so is that 20?
No, it's 17 total. I got 14.
Okay. So inside you can hear it sounds like there's maybe a couple of guys inside that are just rustling around. Can't really make out any details. The door, however, is closed. And, yep. There is behind her a way down to a lower deck, though, where right there it goes down, and on the other end of this it goes down also.
Alright, so she'll wait for the guys walking around to be kind of have their backs turned, and she'll go
Mhm.
through the shadows and go further into the boat.
So again, and this just moves over to the one on the left. So there's a door in front of her here, and the ship goes further back at this point. So
Alright, so again, super stealthily, she'll just try to go further into the boat and see as much as she can.
Is it low light vision or dark vision on the cat? The cat form, I should
oddly
say.
enough, cats do not have dark vision.
They have like
That's weird.
smell
Magical
advantage or
cats?
something.
Yeah, they
Right?
have
Right.
advantage on smell checks.
Yep.
So in this room, you see there's this large grilled doors on the ceiling where they like move crates and goods up and down. This is essentially a cargo elevator. You can actually see there's a mechanism to raise and lower the floor here. You don't see anyone here.
Okay, well, she'll go back up the way she came then, not seeing anything of interest, and try to make it off the boat.
Okay, run me
Um,
one more stealth check for her.
Might he remember that he can just send her
6.
to a pocket dimension and then pull her right back out?
Oh shit!
Uh,
Or is
as
he too
she's
much of a space case to remember that?
as she's coming up, you see there are these two of the sailors see her, and one of them starts walking closer and just here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Bacon.
14.
So they have seen
Somebody.
her now.
That's fine. As long as they don't fuck with her, she'll just strut her ass off the ship.
Okay, he follows her, but as soon
Hey,
as
look at that cat.
she starts going down the ramp, he's like, fuck it. He doesn't care. So he just lets her go.
Cool.
That's
Well,
the
she'll
nice
just,
thing about having Oculus animal companions.
right. So she'll come back to me, and I'll just give her a good pet down. You smell like a musty bottom of a ship. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Jesus.
do.
All right. So whenever you're done with that, what happened?
There wasn't anything on that ship.
Okay.
Beep.
Sounds
So,
like we need to hit the other one then.
well, I mean, I guess there could have been something on the other ship, but there were closed doors, and I mean, a cat is not the best at making it through closed doors.
All right. Can I see the whirly do?
I hand it over.
I'm gonna walk
Beep.
towards the other ship. I'm gonna turn it on and walk towards the ship that the kitty was not on.
So the Hellraiser.
Yes.
All right. Are you approaching the ramp, or are you just the side of the ship, or what?
Just the general direction. I'm looking
Okay.
kind of like I've got somewhere to go, and it's not the ship, but it's towards the ship. You know.
Okay. So the closer you get, it just beep 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 beep. It's impossible to tell if there's any perceptible difference between one ship or the other.
Fuck. Okay.
So, are nimble rights created with the knowledge to create more nimble rights?
That's where this one came from that we're looking for. So yeah, it's probably not
So, it
easy.
may
They can't
have.
just do it. I mean, The one that we're looking for was made in the place where people make things, so it was pretty specific. But it is
Huh.
possible.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think actually when we were in the temple, it was specifically mentioned, will this just make more? And they told us, well, it's not nothing. It takes a lot to make something.
Right. That's exactly. She was very unconvinced that it could, but the danger was enough that she was like, this thing needs to be destroyed.
All right. So this is taking quite a bit of effort. I'm going to use my persuasion if unless somebody's got any other ideas.
So we will approach one of the boats.
Yeah, let's go to let's continue on towards the one that that Todrin was headed towards.
Hellraiser. Yeah,
Okay.
let's
Hellraiser.
approach. I'll walk behind, sir.
Ahoy there!
So one of the guys on deck comes over to the side when you say that and just peers over the side of the ship and he says, "Ahoy!"
So we're looking for some bizarre things, and is there anybody aboard that could answer a question or two? Just a couple friendly ones.
You see, he kind of turns to one of the others and he says, "Go get the captain." This other sailor heads off uh, to the doors behind him.
I'll whisper
He
to
says,
Oscar, what do you think ahoy is?
Beep.
"So, what is it that you're looking for?"
Well, it's a slightly sensitive matter, so I don't want to be shouting it over the dock.
Nice.
So,
Shout it. We're looking for a robot guy.
Oh.
Or not a robot guy. A metal person.
Oscar, shut your fur bulk.
All right. So at this point, you see the captain comes over to the side of the ship, and he's this tall human fellow, and he says, "What's the issue here?"
permission to come aboard, sir.
Just, he's looking around, and are the rest of you hanging out close? I know Oscar's shouting.
Todd
I'm
is.
not there.
He says,
I'm like 20, 30 feet behind them.
"Come aboard." Okay. He says, "Just for a moment, though. We're busy."
Of course, of course. So I head aboard, and I give him, Captain. My companions and I are looking for a metal man, a nimble right. And unfortunately, it seems that this nimble right is responsible for a number of deaths up in whichever district it's part of.
The North Ward.
North Ward, yes, that's it. So it's got a little bit of magic that suggests that it might be on this ship or on your sister ship across the way. And I was wondering if you could help us find this murderer.
Says, "I think it would be best if you speak to the master of the Sea Maiden's Fair. Just a moment," and he leaves you guys here with
Of
these.
course.
There's now 4 guys standing on deck with you that are just. They're not threatening or anything like that. It's just they're just standing around and just paying attention to what's going on.
Roll initiative.
And the captain walks back to these double doors, and actually wait, no, he goes up the stairs, and I'm just going to point this out on the map here. So He's going back to that room there, which Serval would know is where the captain's quarters are on a ship like this.
Where are the
And,
captain's dimes or nickels?
the dining room is right underneath that. Because
Sorry,
that sounds
was a
similar to what you said.
really lame joke. I'm really sorry.
So he's gone for about 5 minutes, and then he comes out and he whistles to the crew and says, "Bring up a rowboat." And they start lowering a rowboat into the water. And he says, "If you would like, you have permission to head over to the eye catcher." And he points off in the distance to the ship anchored out at sea. He says, "Zarda Zord, the master of the Sea Maiden's Fair, will see you."
Why, thank you very much, sir. Just me and my companion, or can I bring the whole troop of us?
As many as you can fit on a rowboat.
Well, actually, I think it'd be best if we left a couple on the dock because the pings seem to be coming from these two, not from the eye catcher.
The captain comes up and he says, "Zara Zord has requested to speak with all of you."
All right.
Well, it's very nice of him to request that, but we're here for our own purposes, not his.
It's all of you or none of you.
Oh,
I turned to Todred and I'm like, we have the device. We can find him later if he flees. Something tells me they're probably not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and Serval would be able to tell you this with the sails up and everything. It would take them at least half an hour to even get ready to sail at this
I'm not
point.
concerned with the ships leaving. I'm concerned with the man leaving the
No,
ships.
no. And that's what I'm telling. That's what Serval's telling you is that he is.
We can find
Even
him
if he was, yeah. I mean, unless he leaves the city, and if they're wanting to speak to us,
well,
chances are they might have him chained up somewhere.
He did
So,
say all or nothing.
Oh.
I don't think we have any other
No.
option. I'm just saying, I don't think you realize how big this city is. But you're right, we don't have any other option. So let's collect Bart and be on our way to the eye catcher. Are you okay, Drex?
Yeah, I just spilled yogurt everywhere.
Oh,
Is that a euphemism?
okay.
Unfortunately not.
So they lower this rowboat into the water, and
That would be less of a mess.
he just points out to the eye catcher off in the distance, and he says, "They're waiting for you."
All right.
thank you, Captain. I very much appreciate your effort, your efforts here. And let's go.
And I appreciate your efforts, sir. You've been instrumental in this. Thank you for that.
I've enjoyed my time on your boat.
Was that to Serval or to the captain?
Yeah, to sir.
Okay, got it.
Sir.
So they get this rowboat ready for you guys. Everybody loads onto it. And are you guys just gonna row on out there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do we have a choice? We either do or don't.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the question. If you guys decided to row off to Luskin or to Baldur's Gate, it's up to you guys. It's a long way, but so you guys, as you start rowing away, that beeping sound starts to dissipate. It starts to beep, 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 and it just fades away. And you guys get
well,
about
they're not. We untied it, so unless somebody's holding the button.
Just for now, just
okay.
It's
now
just
you've
for
untied
narrative's
it.
sake.
Yeah. So you guys get about halfway out into the water, and I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
I'm cleaning up yogurt. Somebody do that for me.
I'll roll you one.
I thought you meant clean up the yogurt for you. I was like, nope.
No.
Can somebody clean this up for me real quick?
It's going to be an 11 for Bart.
23 for Serval.
Oh, come on, Bart.
All right.
God, dude, it's on the table. I dropped it on the floor, and it's on the table.
That's what she said. Oh God,
Wow.
it's everywhere.
That sounds like a personal problem.
All right. So,
It is.
as you guys are rowing this boat out into the waters, Oscar and Serval, you see something bronze in the water beneath you,
Oh, hey.
and then
I
a
forgot
head
about you.
pops up out of the water.
Dragon!
Oh shit! It is the dragon.
And the
Ah!
dragon, when Serval shouts that, the dragon screams, "Human!"
What was his name
No,
again?
no.
And he says,
What
"My
was
name's
his name again?
Zelifar. You remember me?"
It's
Yeah, that's what
Says-
I wasn't asking as a character. It's
He says,
okay.
so I could smell you guys coming from a
Val!
mile away, and I noticed that you were headed off to that ship off in the distance, and I wanted to ask if you were going to that ship in the distance. Are you guys going to that ship in the distance? Because I want to go to that ship in the distance, but they won't let me board that ship in the distance. Are you guys going?
We're going.
Is it the
He
one
says,
we're pointing our boat at? Because that's where we're going
yeah,
to.
that one.
Yep, that's
That's
where
the
we're
one.
going.
That's the one. I have a question.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you come?
I imagine
Well,
you do.
they won't let me come, but there's something that they have that I want.
And that would
Oh.
be.
They have some kind of machine that is under the ship.
What is it
That's where
doing?
you are.
Oh shit.
And he says, just a second.
What the fuck is happening?
With that,
They
my
have
face
some kind of
stopped smiling.
they have some kind of it's this big red, it looks like a manta ray, but it's under the ship.
Does it look kind of
What?
like the thing we rode down to meet you in?
It's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger. It doesn't look anything like that one, but it's a lot bigger.
Could be the light reflecting through the water.
What?
I mean, it might not actually be bigger. It just looks bigger because of the seeing through the water.
I thought about that, but no, it's bigger. It's really, really big.
And Serval is just sitting there trying to get his bearing and trying to get a grip, get a hold of himself. It's like,
We're
there's
discussing
a dragon,
with this
and he's
dragon.
talking to my friends. My new friends are friends with a dragon. Holy shit.
Yeah, Sir Ezreal, we would like you to meet our friend, Mr. Sir. I realize that gets confusing. I refer to people as Sir, and his name is also Sir. It is unfortunate.
Zelifar looks up at you guys.
Zelipharn.
Look, I would really like to have that thing if they're willing to trade.
Well, what do you have to trade, Zell?
I have a horde,
Do you?
mostly. I'm working on it.
Okay, so we offer them untold
One
treasures in
horde.
exchange for their strange machine.
Yeah, that's it. Or, you know what? At the very least, could you get a really close look at it for me? If I know it's a lot to ask, but if you could get a look inside, I'd really appreciate that.
We'll see what we can do.
Do me a favor, Zell. Will you stay in the area?
Why?
Just do it for me. Do you know the sound of thunder?
Sure.
Yeah, if you hear that, would you mind coming to our aid? We may have trouble securing your vessel.
He gets up out of the water a little bit and leans in, and he's like nose to nose with you right now, and he says, "What'll you give me for it?"
One horde.
Are we playing
That
Twilight
is
Imperium right
epic.
now, you bastard?
Uh,
That's Kazan through and through. What do you give me for it? How about this? if we die, you never get to see the inside of that sub, or whatever the mysterious machine might be.
I'd prefer gold.
I'm sure you do. I'm shiny. Protect your investment.
Come on, you got gold. I can smell it on you.
Yep, that would be me. I just gesture at all of the shiny fucking armor I'm wearing.
Is this how a dragon pickpockets us?
And he turns to Oscar and he says, "You've got gold.
I do. I show him.
Can I have your gold?"
Of course. I drop my gold to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He says, "How much?"
That would have been 100.
Wow.
Sure, I'll stick around. I'll stick around.
I just watched that happen, and I'm just like, well, I feel less bad about my sword.
Holy fuck.
I just draw my sword. I just like pull it out of the sheath a little bit and look at the blade.
So you guys watch as
Okay.
Delafarn just reaches out and takes this gold from Oscar and brings it up to his mouth and just swallows it.
It's going to be hard to pay for things.
That's what I was gonna say.
He's
What?
To
How do
you.
you guys?
working on.
How do you guys carry your gold?
I'm
Don't
going
you
to take a bite out of a shard.
don't you just take your gold and you swallow it and then you throw it up into your hoard later?
Oh God. All this is we're like rowing towards another ship.
Yeah, and by this point you're getting pretty close, and he's like, "I better get out of the sight now," and he dives back under.
When he dives under, I turn to Todrin. Remind me not to take anything if we ever stumble upon a dragon horde.
Don't touch
Well,
any of it.
I mean, why? All we do is just eat it and puke it up later.
I just shudder visibly.
No, you're right. But
All right.
you are right.
So you guys
Oh, shit.
row up to the eye catcher, and it is this
Damn.
absolutely beautiful, ostentatious ship. There's gold trim on this thing and paint all over. It's just the Hellraiser and the Heartbreaker looked really good. Eyecatcher is absolutely lives up to its name. And as you guys are being,
And
they lay down
that's
a
where we're
ladder
going to
to you
call it.
guys. That's where we're gonna call it. They are bringing you guys up aboard the ship.
Oh shit. All right.
Sorry, Kason.
No, that's absolutely where I was gonna end it. So
Oh, sorry. I was trying to find that good point, and then I felt like you passed it. So it was like, damn it. Well, I might as well
no,
say it.
I wanted to get you guys actually on board the ship, and that's where I was gonna call it.
Speaking of damn it, I just realized that I actually have a charm of restoration that has greater restoration.